Here's your wrestling news for February 23rd, 2023, and we're kicking off today with All Elite Wrestling, as before last night's Dynamite, Tony Khan promised a big announcement for the show. Sure enough, Khan did appear in an interview segment with Renee Paquette, but his announcement was actually done by Adam Cole. In Khan's announcement, Cole revealed that the long-rumored behind-the-scenes reality show documenting AEW backstage is coming next month and will be titled AEW All Access. That show will be an hour-long episode of programming following Dynamite at 10 p.m. Eastern and will chronicle the lives of AEW talent, including Cole himself. Cole mentioned that the road to recovery after his nasty concussion last year will be part of AEW All Access, which led to his second announcement. The former NXT champion confirmed that he will be making his return to in-ring competition on the Dynamite that airs the same night as AEW All Access, but a specific date isn't known publicly at this time. While the All Access announcement was a surprise to some, it had been reported earlier in the week that a new reality show was coming soon, and Fightful Select reported that talent have been given the option as to whether they want to participate or not. It was last October that Warner Bros. Discovery Chief Lifestyles Brand Officer Kathleen Finch spoke about doing more with the AEW brand, and with cameras rolling backstage as early as last November, fans will get to see a whole lot more of AEW's content, this time from behind the scenes. It was back in December that reports came out saying that Gunther would face Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, but it's clear now that this isn't the plan. On next week's Raw, Lesnar will appear to answer the challenge of Omos, who challenged the Beast Incarnate on this week's show, but what does this mean for Gunther at WrestleMania? This week, WWE gave us our answer, as it's been announced that Gunther's opponent in LA will be decided next month when the promotion returns to Madison Square Garden. A 20-man battle royal will determine Gunther's challenger at WrestleMania, with names listed including Rey Mysterio, The New Day, The Miz, Bobby Lashley, Braun Strowman, Ricochet, and Karrion Kross. The two most interesting names in the match, though, are Drew McIntyre and Sheamus, as it's been reported that it'll be a triple threat match at WrestleMania for the gold. Regardless of who wins this battle royal, with 8 former world champions, it'll be a show stealer on the March 12th event in MSG. And who do you want to see win and go on to challenge for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania? During this week's Raw in Ottawa, Trish Stratus was scheduled to appear, but the 3 hours of programming came and went without the Hall of Famer on TV. After Raw, it was reported that Trish left the show halfway through and was gone from the arena by the time Ding Dong Hello, the segment she was supposed to be in, actually happened. So what exactly went down backstage? When Ringside News asked their sources, they were told by a tenured member in creative that Trish was backstage at Raw, and she did indeed leave before the show was finished. The source added that Stratus was in a meeting with Triple H for a while, and it was after this meeting that the plans changed and her segment on the show was nixed. While some have suggested that Trish left in anger, it should be stressed that there is no proof to this claim, and the rumors of an issue with creative are also entirely unsubstantiated. All we know for certain is that Trish had the meeting with Triple H and then plans changed, and it's entirely possible that the two could have made a decision together, which resulted in the Canadian no longer being needed on the show. Next week, Becky Lynch and Lita will challenge Io Sky and Dakota Kai for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships, and with reports that WWE still has plans for Trish, perhaps Stratus's TV return is just a matter of days away. But what do you think is next for Trish? And are you disappointed that the Canadian legend didn't appear in Ottawa this week? This July, WWE will hold their annual Money in the Bank event, which for the first time ever will take place outside of the United States. The July 1st show will instead happen across the pond in London, England, with general tickets going on sale this week. Several top names in WWE have already been promoted for the event, but the fans in the English capital seemingly won't get to see the biggest name wrestling today. In the promotional material for the show, Roman Reigns isn't advertised to appear at Money in the Bank. Last year, Reigns signed a lucrative new deal with WWE, which has seen him compete far less for the promotion, and matches not in stadiums have become practically non-existent. After the success of Clash at the Castle in Cardiff, WWE is hoping for another huge win with Money in the Bank, but that show will go ahead without the head of the table. On this week's Raw, Edge made a rare appearance in the ring when he took on Austin Theory for the United States Championship. Unfortunately for fans of the Rated R superstar, interference from Finn Balor cost Edge from winning the title, but that's exactly what the Canadian wanted. It's been 3 years since Edge made his miraculous return from retirement in 2020, and the Hall of Famer has an interesting clause in his deal, as the wrestling blog explains. According to some reports I received, when Edge signed his contract back in 2020, one of the conditions from Edge was to not put a title on him. He wanted to have one last good run, giving the fans what they've been waiting for years, and helping the young talent. While Edge has had plenty of high-profile matches since returning, including for the Universal Championship at WrestleMania 37, he's yet to win gold in this run, and now we know why. With Edge saying he plans on retiring the next time he competes in Canada, it seems that Edge's second retirement is drawing near, but at least this time, he'll be able to go out on his own terms. When Maven Huffman emerged as one of the 2 winners of Season 1 of Tough Enough, nobody knew quite what to expect from the young star. On the show, Maven certainly proved that he was the best in his class of trainees, but his career in WWE did not reach the heights some had predicted for him. Speaking on Café de Renee, Maven spoke about his time in WWE, which ended abruptly in July 2005, and said that none other than Triple H played a role in preventing a push for him. Listen, who the hell knows? I have my theories. My theory is just Hunter didn't like me. I actually got confirmation of this at one of the signings I did just a few months ago from Sergeant Slaughter. Sarge pulled me aside, and I'm catching up with Slaughter, and he was like, Maven, I always fought for you. It's like, always fought for you in the writers' meetings, and he was like, there's one guy holding you back. I was like, Sarge, who was it? He was like, I don't want, and I'm like, was it Hunter? And he's like, yeah. I was like, that mother. While Maven would not receive a major role in WWE, he did have his moments, including eliminating The Undertaker from the Royal Rumble, being a 4-time hardcore champion, and being part of the main event at Survivor Series 2004. Maven has not wrestled in any capacity since 2016, after which he transitioned into working in finance and even sold his Tough Enough trophy, and while it may be too late for him to return to WWE, anything is possible. Ironically, Triple H has spent the past decade or so trying to push younger stars, both during his time as head of NXT and head of talent on the main roster, but the game was no fan of the youth movement when Maven Huffman was around. We've got some fantastic news from Sonya Deville now, as the SmackDown superstar and former authority figure is engaged to be married. In 2015, Deville came out, becoming the first openly lesbian WWE superstar, and in an interview this week with People magazine, confirmed that she proposed to her fiancé Tony Cassano on February 15th. For those who may not know of Cassano, she is a fitness model with over 59,000 followers on Instagram, and after dating for some time, the couple confirmed their relationship publicly back in 2022. In the interview with People, Deville said she could go on for days about how much Cassano means to her and is looking forward to being the stepmother to Tony's 2 children. While Sonya Deville hasn't had the best run in the ring as of late, coming up short in her efforts to win the SmackDown Women's Championship, her personal life has been at an all-time high, and we wish Sonya and Tony all the best on this new chapter of their lives together. More from AEW now, as last night's Dynamite saw Lee Moriarty and William Morrissey in action, and fans will remember Morrissey for his time as Big Cass in WWE. During much of his WWE run, Morrissey teamed with Enzo Amore in an exceptionally popular tag team, but is a reunion for the two in the works? While the Acclaimed were making their entrance last night, Max Caster made reference to the tag team, calling their opponents soft and spelling it out for them. This was of course a nod to the Amore and Big Cass tag team, leading some to speculate that the former Cruiserweight champion could be brought into the AEW fold. While Enzo and Cass have teamed together post-WWE, they've not been in any concrete deals with a promotion, and it's worth noting that Morrissey is already part of a group with the Firm. It's also worth stating that Enzo hasn't exactly got the best reputation in wrestling, as in addition to being fired from WWE for not disclosing accusations of sexual assault, his behavior backstage has been known to get heat with other wrestlers, with the traditionally mellow Roman Reigns even kicking him off a WWE tour bus during a 2016 European tour. Whether or not tonight's Acclaimed reference means we'll see Enzo reunite with Cass remains to be seen, but it was still a pretty fun moment from one of AEW's best tag teams and best talkers, the Acclaimed. Since signing with AEW all the way back in January 2019, Chris Jericho has been a mainstay on TV and right now serves as the leader of the Jericho Appreciation Society. It wasn't too long ago that it was teased that JAS member Daniel Garcia could be leaving for the Blackpool Combat Club, but now his latest tweet has suggested that Garcia could be leaving AEW entirely. After his loss to Ricky Starks on Rampage, Garcia tweeted that he has news coming soon, and fans were quick to speculate on his future. Some fans speculated that Garcia may have been released by AEW, with another suggesting that WWE and Triple H have stolen the young wrestler away. While Garcia had a lot of momentum when he was conflicted between the JAS and BCC, the former ROH Pure Champion has lost a considerable amount of steam, and we'll have to see what his news turns out to be. Would you want to see Garcia try his hand in WWE, possibly in the NXT brand, or should he stick with AEW? Let us know in the comments. And we're ending today with Mercedes Moné, who has made an impact in the ring and is looking to do the same in acting. At this time, the CEO of New Japan's Women is also pursuing her budding acting career and has now signed with United Talent Agency. Variety reports that the agency will represent the IWGP Women's Champion's interests in film, television, theater, and more, and after her success in The Mandalorian, non-wrestling fans may be seeing more of the ex-Sasha Banks.